Hey everybody, it's Heather and this is What's Up Wednesday. Welcome! I hope everybody's having a happy hump day. I know that this weekend was crazy, so I didn't get a lot done, and I'm looking forward to this next weekend to actually have some time for myself and to do the stuff that I didn't get to this last weekend, which is usually house stuff. Today over on the blog is recipe day, and I had intended to share some of my favorites, my old favorites, and some of the new favorites that I've just recently created for sharing with non-keto and keto friends and family for get-togethers, since Memorial Day is at the end of the month, and that's really kind of the unofficial kickoff for summer and everything barbecue in backyards. But Mother Nature has kind of presented most of the country, or a good portion of the country, with some challenges. I know that I have clients that woke up to snow again today. They dealt with it over the weekend. So, you could say, well, it's the end of April, but now it's May. So what's Mother Nature's excuse? I'm not really sure. And here in Florida, it feels like we're, 10 feet from the surface of the sun, and that summer is well into August at this point. But I know that that's just a small portion of this. I know that feels like my entire world is summer and hot, and so I'm looking for some easy dishes. But I know some of you are still trying to, warm up those bones and break that chill a little bit. So today over on the blog, I shared my newest creation, my vegetable beef soup, which I had created for my clients, and they got that in their March meal plan and shopping list. And I had such great feedback from it, and I know that it's a huge favorite in my house. It reminds me of being a little kid, growing up in Seattle, lots of rainy days and lots of Campbell's soup. And vegetable beef was one of my favorites. And so this is kind of nostalgic for me. It reminds me of all of those, kind of moments growing up. And the best part about it is that there's none of the sodium, there's none of the crap, it's all really good stuff, and it's super easy to make and freeze as well. So for those of you that might not eat all of it, which is not my house, when I make something, it's gone. Like, I don't get leftovers unless I make huge pots of stuff. So if you're lucky enough to have some to freeze, be sure to freeze it. It freezes really well since there's really no fats in it other than from the beef. There's, fats tend to be a little bit tricky when freezing. This is not that at all. And if you have single serving size, like Pyrex glass dishes or even mason jars to freeze them, that's the best way to do it. Then you can just pull it out, reheat it, and you have, a couple days worth to go to. So that's what's over on the blog today. But hi, Leslie. But today I wanted to kind of talk, since we're talking about food, there's this craze, and I know it's all over Central Florida. I have a couple of clients that are not just local, but they're from all parts of the country that have come to me after this thing. And I don't know if you guys know about this or heard about it, but there's these fat burning clinics. Burn fat, or sometimes the chiropractors will have them in their offices, and there's their 40-day programs where you get on and after the 40 days, you'll have lost so many inches and up to like 40 pounds on it, which is all fine and good. But like my clients can attest, after the 40 days, if they've lost, a significant amount of weight, or any weight for that matter, they start to put it on very quickly afterwards. And so I've had the opportunity to actually get my hands on some of these programs, and they're all pretty much the same. The 40-day premise, really focusing on calorie restriction, eliminating all fats, so to speak of. I mean, like, there really aren't any fats in there, and it forces the body to kind of go into starvation mode. The other thing too is they're doing intermittent fasting. They don't have you eating until after lunch. So what is that, folks? You don't eat from dinner time until lunchtime the next day. That's intermittent fasting. I talked about that. But what my clients have found is, first of all, it's usually, the price point is usually like $2,500 to $3,000 for this 40 days. You do get some of the extras, like they do some blood work and they have some supplements for you, based on what the blood work says. And they do some body scans and things like that. So, there's something to that, but the big part of it, the big chunk, is the eating. And they give you this food journal, which, by the way, I have one. And they also give you these meals in meal plans, sort of, with some recipes that really are not appealing. I mean, like, there's nothing that I looked at that went, wow, that would, really make me excited to eat. Not that eating needs to be everything, but at least you shouldn't dread eating. And the thing about this is, if you're not learning why this stuff works or how it's working, after the 40 days, when you start to gain weight again, because you will, if you start incorporating everyday foods back in, you're going to start putting the weight back on. They have this great discount where you can come back and for another $1,500 do it all over again. Well, that's a lot of fun. And if you talk to anybody that's actually done this, they can tell you, for the most part, yes, their energy shifted because their body was forced into the fat burning mode. The whole premise is to get your body into fat burning mode. That's how you lose inches. That's how the weight comes off, because you're forcing your body to use your fat stores. Well, you can do that without these serious calorie restrictions. I do it all the time. My clients do it all the time. There's no calorie counting. When you are full and satiated, which, by the way, fats do that for you. And we need fats. We need fats for our brains. We need fats to burn. Our bodies were meant to be fat burners. We became glucose burners over time. Like, that's happened since basically we've added all of these sugars and processed foods into our diets over the last 100 years. And also 24-hour food marts and whatnot. You've got food available all the time. But 100 years ago, even back, in the 1910s and 20s, people didn't have access to food 24 hours a day. So when you were done with dinner, you were done. Supper time was it. You weren't going back into the kitchen for more, and you didn't eat again until breakfast. So our bodies were, meant to go longer, and we were meant to burn fat. Well, like I said, these fat burning clinics, they get you in there, they put you on these serious calorie restricted diets. They don't give you the fats, which make people happy. I mean, that's like the flavor, that's what keeps you satiated, that starves off the hunger. When you are on a low fat diet, high protein diet, you may experience things like diarrhea, headaches, insatiable hunger, nausea, and that doesn't go away until you eat fat again. So it's kind of, I don't know, it seems to go against a lot of the things that would make sense, at least the things that I've experienced and my clients have experienced with having fats in their diet. But, the upside is you force your body into fat burning mode. That's awesome. That's what we do. That's what, the ketogenic lifestyle is about. That's what intermittent fasting does, is it forces your body to use those fat stores. If you're not feeding your body every 8 to 12 hours, you're giving your body time to burn through any glucose that you've had during that day. And it then goes to those pockets, like on your stomach and your hips and your arms and, everywhere else that you're trying to lose and you're trying to work out and you can't get to it. It's because the body wants to hold on to it. But one thing that really has become apparent over my 3 years of doing this myself, working with other clients, and also all of the research that I do pretty much on a daily basis, is that it takes time for your body to not only become a fat burner, but really become fat adapted, meaning that it takes more than 40 days for the body to not only go after the fat, but want to continue to go after the fat. So after the 40 days, if you're doing this and you then deviate a little bit, the body then goes, oh yeah, glucose, yay, we love glucose, and that's what we're going to use. And then the fat burning process stops. It takes time. It takes time for the body to really, truly become a fat burner. It will be a fat burner for short periods of time, but it will then revert back to the easiest thing, which is glucose. So it takes time. It takes a lot longer than 40 days. It takes longer than 60 days. It takes longer than 90 days. It takes being consistent. And then when you do deviate a little bit, it doesn't throw you all out of whack. You're easily back into fat burning mode. And you can tell, I just read a fantastic article, and this was really more for people maybe in the medical field, like new medical students or family members that might be around that medical field, talking about the fat burning process and how you can easily slip in and out of it once you really become that back to what we were supposed to be, which was fat burners anyway. This is not really rocket science. If you look around and talk to people that have done these really expensive programs, a good portion of them, 75% or more, have gained some or most of the weight back, unless they go back to the beginning and start this process all over again. And it's extremely expensive. You don't really learn anything about your body. The whole key is to not have to have somebody help you for the rest of your life. Like, you should be able to learn and take that and go and do that for the rest of your life. But how do you know what's going on if you're just following what somebody says, and then the minute you deviate, it's back to square one again? It's learning about the things that work for your body. It's learning about what it means to be a fat burner. A true fat burner can go 3 to 6 hours to 12 hours to 16 hours between meals. They can work out on an empty stomach and not have to carb load. And their energy levels staying good. That's how you can tell you're truly fat adapted and becoming a fat burner, is when you can easily, have whatever you're breaking your fast with. Like today I had leftover grilled veggies, which were awesome, some rotisserie chicken, lots of olive oil on top of that over an avocado. It was amazing. I had that with my fatted up coffee, and that was about 11 o'clock. So that was a 17-hour fast for me. It's 3:10 my time, Eastern Standard Time. It's been 4 hours, over 4 hours, and I'm no closer to being hungry than I was when I finished my meal 4 hours ago. This will push me through right until dinner. That's what it feels like to be fat adapted, and not be tired and not have that afternoon crash, and not feel like if I don't get something quick, I'm gonna faint. My blood sugar is gonna crash. There's no blood sugar spikes because you're using fat to fuel you through the day. There's so much more to it, but really what I wanted to kind of get out there is that I'm getting people that are coming to me all over the country saying, I just got off this program, or I'm thinking about doing this program. What's the difference? Well, the difference is I can teach you all the things that you need to know to be able to do this for yourself for way less than $2,500 or $3,000, and get it something that you really understand and can feel, and start making the connections with your body and what it feels like to be able to get through the day without being hungry as soon as you eat, to not have those glucose spikes, to keep your blood sugar levels even throughout the day. Hangry isn't a thing. Like, you don't get hungry and angry because you're satiated. You got those fats to fill you up. You're not calorie counting. You're not on these crazy steak and tomato only for dinner diets. That's insane, people. It's unnecessary. It's not just insane, it's unnecessary. There's so many better ways to do it. And it starts with the food. It starts with eating really good, clean foods that fuel your body. Eating strategically, eating things that will fill you up so that you don't have to worry about, well, what can I snack on? How am I going to go out and run all these errands? And what if I get caught out there for 4 hours and I don't have purse nuts? What then? Well, chances are you probably don't need the purse nuts if you're fueling up before you go. Eating strategically, eating things that are going to fuel your body throughout the day, then it becomes that's not even an issue anymore. So I want you to know there's options. And by the way, the options are going to be even bigger soon from me, my offerings. But in the meantime, I'm just going to put it out there. In June 1st, all of my prices are going up. My coaching packages are going up. I'm doing a lot of one-on-one coaching right now, and I only have so much time to do that. So between now and June 1st, my prices are going to stay the same. But as of June 1st, they will be going up. They will be doubling. Or actually, over doubling. So the $199 goes to $399. The $399 goes to $749. So it's quite a big jump. And by the way, if you sign up between now and June 1st, I'm going to send you a hardback copy of my ketogenic solutions, my how to get started in this keto world, with a personal note from me. And what I would love for you to do is, books. Remember books? Remember what a book felt like? It's kind of awesome to go through and you can highlight things and then you can go back later on and, throw it in your purse or in your backpack or in your back pocket. If you have big pockets, you can totally do that. But it's an actual copy of a book that you can reference and look at any time during your journey. So that's my offer to you. I really hope you take advantage of this offer because I'd hate for you to miss out. Bathing suit season is coming. Here it's already started. What can I say? So us Floridians are behind the 8 ball if you haven't started yet. But I posted a collage yesterday of kind of the transformations that I've undergone since I started this whole journey 3 years ago. And the side-by-sides are really telling. Like physically, you can see those changes. But what you can't see is everything that happened along that journey, which is the health, the overall mental wellness, the peacefulness of not feeling like I'm struggling to try and figure out how the hell this body works and what's going to work on it. I have that figured out. And that gives me a peace of mind that you can't buy for $2,500. You can't buy it for $10,000. There's no amount of money in the world that compares to what peace of mind through figuring this stuff out will bring you. They really just, I can't say enough about it. My clients can't say enough about it. And I have a feeling that you're probably right there on the edge waiting to figure this out for yourself. So head over to itstartswiththefood.com. On the blog, you've got the vegetable beef recipe. So easy. If you make it, tell me about how great it was. Tell me what kind of memories it brought up for you. You go over to the Work With Me page. If you haven't signed up for a free discovery call for me, what are you waiting for? You can talk to me for 30 minutes to see if maybe I might be able to help you figure out how your body works and what we can do to bring health and wellness and overall well-being back into your life or into your life for the first time, if that's the case. So that's it for today. It's quite a lot. Take it all in. If you've got some of these programs in your area that I talked about, go check them out just for yourself, just for your own just thoughts and well-being. You can start to understand what I'm talking about, the extremes that people are going to, not only financially, but putting their bodies through physically, and there's a better way. I have it. So till next Wednesday, mwah, take care.